I de Westminster també volem seguir parlant amb protagonistes. Marxem d'aquí, anem a una altra part de Londres, molt a prop d'Oxford Street. Allà hi ha Henry Aspinall. Henry, Judit, és el que diríem un ciutadà a peu de carrer.
Exactament, ens va donar el seu punt de vista com a ciutadà de Londres i ens va dir que estava molt cansat del Brexit, que ell va votar Remain, però que fins i tot estava disposat a marxar aquest 31 d'octubre perquè ja vol que tot el tema acabi.
Anem a escoltar-lo?
Escoltem-lo.
Què significa el Brexit per tu?
So I would like to stay in the European Union. I'm very against Brexit. I want to remain. But I think it's very easy to presume everybody is against Brexit. Britain is very divided.
M'agradaria quedar-me a la Unió Europea. Estic en contra del Brexit. Vull quedar-me, però és molt fàcil persuadir a la gent per anar a favor del Brexit. El Regne Unit està molt dividit. Personalment, estic cansat del Brexit. Jo vaig en contra, però fins i tot m'agradaria marxar perquè s'acabés i poder parlar de temes més importants com l'economia, seguretat social i no només Brexit.
I would like to leave just so it's finished and so that we can start talking about more important issues like housing, the economy, social security, the NHS, and not always about the EU.
T'ha afectat d'alguna manera el Brexit?
Myself, no. It does affect business, and I know there are a lot of industries like hospitality, tourism, a lot of, the NHS, the public sector has been affected with a lot of people leaving their jobs. For me...
No m'ha afectat personalment. Ha afectat d'alguna manera les indústries, el turisme i l'hospitalitat. Hi ha molta gent que ha deixat la seva feina. Crec que se senten insegurs i incòmodes. La gent europea està mirant de deixar les seves feines. No ho he patit personalment, però el que he notat més són els comportaments de la gent, que no se senten a gust, i també el comportament dels britànics.
Personally, so much, but I've noticed a lot of attitudes changing, a lot of people feeling less comfortable in Britain, and a lot of British people changing their attitudes towards Europe, which I think is very sad, which is not what London or the UK is about. So I have seen some negative effects.
You already said you're a bit tired. Brexit is like no ending.
El Brexit és una història sense final, ho parlava amb un periodista. El Parlament és el millor show d'Anglaterra.
And they said that Parliament is the best show here in England. How do you live?
I would probably agree. At the beginning I thought it was a joke. But now, every time you think something more stupid will happen, or it can't happen, it does. Theresa May, that was a long time, a long process, a lot of confusion. Now with Boris Johnson, it seems even more crazy.
Al principi ens ho agafàvem com una broma, però ara sembla tot una estupidesa. Amb la Theresa May vam viure un procés molt llarg. Serà molt difícil pels britànics, després de tot, mirar els polítics d'una altra manera. Ha estat molt vergonyós pel Regne Unit i espero que això no faci que la gent deixi d'anar a votar. Estan molt enfadats.
Politics in the same way. There's a lot of anger towards politicians. They have acted, I think, very childishly. A lot of bad behaviour, and it's been very embarrassing for the UK, and I hope it doesn't stop people voting in the future, but I think it will lead to apathy and a lot of anger towards politics, which is very sad because everyone should debate it.
Quina és la principal raó per la qual la gent vol marxar de la Unió Europea?
So I think the main reasons, I think the real problem was the whole Leave campaign looked at immigration. Everything that was a problem in the UK became a problem of immigrants. It focused on immigrants as being...
Crec que la raó principal de tota la campanya del Brexit és l'immigració. Totes les decisions que s'han pres al Parlament hi han estat relacionades. Que si n'hi ha de perillosos, n'hi ha que treuen la feina als britànics... Hi ha moltes mentides al darrere, però hi ha gent que s'ho creu.
These were obviously lies, it's not true, but a lot of people believed it. I think as well, a lot of people voted for the national interest and nationalism, because obviously Britain is very proud of its history, in defending democracy, and I think a lot of people have a very old view that we have helped Europe and therefore why should we pay them loads of money? Again, incorrect, but I think the people like Boris Johnson, Nigel Farage, who led the Leave campaign, they exposed a lot of people's insecurities and their fears, lied to them, and then we had Brexit, so yes.
And
Què haurien de fer els polítics per millorar la situació?
thing should the government do to solve this problem?
So personally, I would like a people's vote, which is where we have a second referendum, and either you can take the deal that has been agreed with the EU.
Crec que la millor cosa que podrien fer és deixar la gent votar de nou. Si volen sortir de la Unió Europea amb acord o si es volen quedar. Entenc a la gent que diu que ja hi ha hagut un referèndum, però hi ha hagut moltes mentides en la campanya de sortida. Han votat per una realitat que no és. Per tant, han de tornar a demanar si volen que el Regne Unit surti amb les condicions de l'acord o no.
So I think you now need to give the best deal to the people and you say, do you want this or do you want to stay in the European Union? And a people's vote I think would be a lot better for us.
And with the secondary referendum?
Si hi hagués un segon referèndum, els resultats serien semblants?
I think people expect it to be very different. I don't think it would be as big a change. It's not going to be 70%, 30%. I do think a lot of people still support Brexit. I think there is also bad blood with the EU because at times they have tried to embarrass us. I know Macron in France.
Crec que la gent espera resultats molt diferents en el cas que hi hagués un segon referèndum, però jo no crec que sigui tan diferent. Potser guanyaria el Remain amb un 56-57%. Conec molta gent que va votar marxar i ara pensen, mare de Déu, què he fet? I crec que han canviat d'opinió.
What have I done? A lot of people were protesting against the government. They didn't think it would be as many people, and everybody thought, oh my God, what has happened? I think they would change their minds and they would vote to stay the next time around.
And one of the main problems...
Què passa a Irlanda del Nord?
The border with Ireland. What's going on there and what do you think about?
I must admit I'm not an expert, but from what I understand, I think the contentious issue is that Britain wants to have a way of keeping the peace in Ireland.
No sóc un expert, però pel que he pogut entendre, el problema està en que s'ha de mantenir la pau a Irlanda i qualsevol cosa que vagi en contra és un crim. Una frontera dura no hi ajudaria, però també entenc que hi ha d'haver una frontera. Hi ha d'haver alguna manera. A Escandinàvia hi ha arrendaments que permeten la circulació per la frontera. Un altre tema és el casament gai i l'avortament. A Irlanda del Nord no està permès i ara recentment s'ha aprovat perquè ho ha fet el Parlament britànic i ells, per ara, no tenen govern per oposar-s'hi. Però no se'n parla d'això perquè ara tot és Brexit.
Norway has a system where between Norway and the different countries in Scandinavia you have lasers and they can see, who's moving between countries. But I personally would very much like to keep Northern Ireland happy. We don't want a return to violence. And more importantly, what people don't talk about in Northern Ireland is gay marriage and abortion. Until very, very recently, there was no gay marriage, there was no abortion allowed in Northern Ireland. Recently, because they don't have a parliament, that has been passed because the British government said if you don't agree and create a government in so long, we'll make it happen. But Brexit stops us debating these key things. Brexit stops us talking about abortion, talking about, Northern Ireland having a parliament again, and everyone thinks only about Brexit. It's so tiring. So I want to absolutely keep the peace, but we do something needs to happen.
Què en penses de les pròximes eleccions anticipades?
Would solve anything.
Oh my God, I don't want another election. I'm so tired. We had too many elections in the past. I think...
Mare meva, no vull més eleccions. Estic molt cansat. Penso que amb la dimissió de Theresa May ja va ser massa. Hauria de ser tot més fàcil.
Then Brexit will be easy. It didn't happen, and I don't think it will happen again. I don't support Labour. I don't know who I would vote for.
Brexit would change if Brexit goes on. Will change.
Si el Brexit tira endavant, què canviarà?
In your normal and routine day.
If it goes ahead, I think, the scary thing is it could change so much. It could change where we work, how we...
El que més m'espanta és que si el Brexit segueix endavant no canviarà gran cosa. Canviarà la feina, el que mengem. Ens acostarem més a Amèrica. Crec que el capitalisme ens destruirà. Hi haurà menjar i productes no regulats que portaran molts problemes. La resta, fora.
A lot of the products are not regulated. You would have a lot of problems there. But more importantly, what I fear is, and for myself, I want a people's vote, but I don't want another election, which seems like it can't go together. A lot of people, I think, are tired of politics now. Apathy, where people don't vote because they're so bored of politics. None of the parties represent people like me anymore. I don't know who I would vote for, and I fear that a lot of people will disengage from politics because they're so angry with it, and that is very dangerous because the only way to change things is by debating them and by voting. And I worry that actually in the future, unless there is change in Parliament, that we will see a lot of instability.
Why normally
Per què no acostumeu a votar a l'hivern?
you don't vote on winter?
I'm not 100% sure. I think it has a lot to do with you normally need 5 weeks to have a campaign for an election. The protocol.
Crec que té alguna cosa a veure amb que tenim 6 setmanes de campanya per les eleccions. I més tard ja és impossible perquè la gent pensa en Nadal. A més, fa massa fred, es fa massa fosc. La gent vol ser feliç. Ser polític és un esport de risc, que no es practica per Nadal. Crec que el 12 de desembre és l'últim dia que es pot fer per encabir la campanya abans de Nadal.
It would just ruin Christmas, so I think just December 12th is the latest it could be, because they need enough time to campaign, but also I think there's more important things around that time.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.